Good evening, team. I am just going to go do some laps of Donington. This doesn't really count for anything. This is just practice because this is where we're racing in real life in June. I went and saw the race car today and met the owner of the car, Andy, and it's very, very nice. And Becca's out in London this evening, so I've got an hour or so to do some practice. So we're in a similarly powered car. The car we're in is a Mazda MX-5. It's a bit more powerful, and the lap times are probably 5 seconds quicker here, but it doesn't really make much difference. It's mainly just getting used to lines and that kind of thing. I've just noticed the telemetry's offline, so I'm just going to make sure that the telemetry works. And I'll just refresh that so you can see what my pedals are doing, basically. There we go, it's up. So if there is anyone there, just say hi. Keep me company. I'll turn off the music. I'll go do some laps. Oh, steering wheel's all the way around. So I actually think we might want to make this car a little bit slower to make it a bit more like the Cortina. So, tell you what, let's go in the garage. Let's just pump the tyre pressures up unrealistically high. So it's a little bit more tricky to drive. So let's load it up with fuel. So I'll give it all the fuel we can. Let's put the anti-roll bar at the rear. No, it's going to be much softer, so we'll remove the anti-roll bar at the rear. Let's give it a load less rear camber. There we go. So we'll just give it a lot less camber. Let's... What else do we want to do? Let's raise the ride height massively. Let's make this car much slower. Okay, that's too high. Okay, and let's make the rear a bit higher as well, this way. There we go, just make the front, I just want to make it so it actually lets us out the pits, because it's obviously illegal there. Okay, and tyre pressures. Where do we find tyre pressures? We probably want a softer front anti-roll bar. Let's do massively high rear tyre pressures to make this oversteery. There we go. So I've basically made the car horrible. So let's see if that... I'll just save that as a... Let's call it baseline Lotus. And then we can work with that. So the idea here is I'm trying to make the car handle more like a 1960s Lotus Cortina by making it a bit more oversteery. So our target lap times... Oh yeah, that's a lot more oversteery. So our target lap times are 1 minute 22. So if we're doing about 1 minute 22, then we're doing the same kind of lap times as the Lotus. Yeah, so that's good. I've already made the rear very nice and loose. You can feel under braking, it's getting sideways. Yeah, this is great. I like it already. Guys, if you're watching, you're in the chat, say hi. Keep me company. Checking the telemetry's working. Yes, it is. You can see when I lift off or brake. Obviously, the big thing that is much easier for me here is that I'm changing gear with paddles, and in the Lotus I'll be changing gear with my right hand. I've just noticed that the lap timer isn't up on the left. Obviously, it's only me out here, so you can see my lap time on the lap timing screen on the bottom there. So, like I said, target time is 1 minute 22. If we can slow the car down a bit more, If this ends up being way too fast, then we will. It's actually really nice to drive. God, if the Lotus is anything like this... Hi Stuart, Neil, how are you doing? If the Lotus is anything like this, then that'll be great. Oh, it's lovely. This MX-5 with the dodgy setup is way nicer than the normal MX-5. So I think if we're kind of like 4 seconds quicker than the Lotus in this, that's not too far off, really. Oh, that's a bit deep over there. I'm not quite sure what the modern curbs are like at Donington at the final corner. I don't think they're that big. Does anybody know the Man City Real Madrid score? I'm told also in the Lotus we're probably only using 3rd and 4th gear. So it'd be good if we can emulate that in this. So if that car is doing 1 minute 22s, and this modern MX-5 is doing 1 minute 20, that is pretty... It's actually quite a quick little car. Very, very light, I guess. So with a lot of these corners, as I'm finding out, it's the key is to go in a bit slower. Turn in early and without too much entry speed, otherwise you run wide like that. See how horrible and wide that was? It was super, super slow doing that. Oof, bit too much curb there. Really key to not use too much distance through that right-hander there. Thanks, Craigie. So that means Real Madrid are still 1-0 up then on aggregate. That's where it was when I left it. Do I have my Elo Park trophy as part of the display of silverware? Hang on one sec. Let me. It's on the windowsill. So it is. So I'm just experimenting with lines, see what's the best compromise in a low grip car, a low grip, low power car like this. It's places like this that are key, that are not going in too quick, so obviously carried a bit too much speed there, and look how much it affects you on the exit. So this is what these. That's what a simulator's really, really good for. If you're using it for real world practice, is eliminating all of the driving potential gain areas that you're not sure of, like kind of eliminating all of the least likely to be beneficial versions of a particular line. So you can really concentrate on the best ones when you get there, for real. So you're not wasting your time. And Becca has just texted me. Let's just see what she's saying. Just getting the tube. Okay. So that last lap, we obviously lost time down here at the old hairpin. So we're going to go in a bit slower this time. You need to use all the track, get the nose in early, and power early. Yeah, so we didn't lose any time there that time. We were completely even with the best lap. We lost the 2/10 at turn 1. So I'm going to slow earlier. Yeah, still going in there too hot. Turn on the fan. Very, very tricky into here because it's blind. Oh, carried too much speed in that time. So, actually, that was probably quite a good line, but a little bit too fast on the entry. And I've been a bit too deep in this chicane a couple of times, so let's go in a little bit slower, a little bit earlier. And you can see, look, we're gaining on the green delta at the top. So that was better. What's Becca saying? I have to reply to her in a moment. Right, let's be neater at turn 1, so earlier on the brakes. Down to 3rd gear, earlier over the curb. Squeezing the power. And, okay, we did lose out, but only because we ran a little wide on the exit. But the first part was good. I was too eager on the power in the middle of the corner. That pushed us wide. Too quick into there again. Not hard enough on the brakes that time. Look at how much time you lose all the way up the hill here if you screw up the old hairpin. Right, let's read my text message on this long straight. Okay. Still not sure how realistic those big curves are at the final corner. Alright, let's try again. Neater at turn 1. Still lost a 10th somehow. More than a 10th. At that time I was definitely more patient on the throttle. But need to still carry the entry speed whilst getting it rotated in the middle. It's tough. That was pretty okay through there. Okay, so too much entry speed. I think we can use more curb. I think we use more curb at turn 1. I think we're being too... And when I say we, I'm not including you guys. I mean me in the car. I think we're being too conservative at the apex. Look at the time loss. If you just let it run a little bit wide there, time loss is massive. Right, let's try again. Okay, so, still lost a bit of time on the exit, but trailed the brakes in a bit more that time. Still not good. I don't know what the hell I did on my best lap, but I absolutely nailed that, obviously, on the best lap. So I'm nowhere near it. 2.5 tenths. Probably another tenth there through Old Hairpin. Oh, miles from that blind apex. And you've got to be really careful picking up the throttle through that right-hander again, because if you get on the power too early, you won't run out of track, but you're just driving further around the edge than you need to. Right, well that was more like it. Look at that. Finally, we're up on the exit of turn 1. Only by a few hundredths. 200ths, but we're up. Got an off track, but they're not a thing in real life, so it doesn't matter. Lost a little bit of time through Old Hairpin. Let's use some more curb here this time. Nope, nowhere near the curb. Oh, just a little tickle on the edge. Exit. So it's not the best lap, but the best in a little while. Ganjamos Prime. Ganjamos Prime. On the sim, it's only iRacing. In real life, it's various things. Oh, way too hard on the gas there early. So what'll be interesting is once I've driven the race car for real, I'll be able to tune this car to feel more like the race car. At the moment, I'm half guessing what it's going to feel like. And also, I'll know whether Donington has horrible curves like that or not. Craig93, it's a Lotus Cortina. Hey, Daniel Timms, I'm good, how are you? This is the closest thing in iRacing. Okay, so one of the humans asked, am I using 2 feet on the gas pedal? I'm not quite sure what you mean there. So you can see the pedal cam on the bottom right of the screen. I've got 1 foot on the accelerator, 1 foot on the brake. So, I've just figured something out about turn 1. Daniel Timms, I haven't got a drive for the T-side 24 hours this year, but that doesn't mean to say I'm not doing it. When is it? Isn't it August? That always gets sorted out quite last minute for me, to be honest. I really hope the Lotus has more front end than this. We might do a quick setup change in a minute to give this a bit more front end and a bit less rear end. Okay, so... Oh, we don't even have the right helmet shown. Right, let's stick the music back on. And let's change the setup so it is more oversteery. So, we've got toe in at the rear at the moment. So let's remove that. That will be a bit more loose. Let's make the rear stiffer as well, look. That'll make it more loose. We've already put the pressures up super high. Let's soften the front a bit. Daniel Timms moved to the last weekend of July. Oh! If it's in the last weekend of July, then I won't be in it because I'll be at the Kart World Championship in Portugal. So that's a shame. Okay, I think we've done everything we can to make this oversteery. So let's go try again. Just save that as baseline Lotus 1. Let's go try again. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll just text Becca back. Just going to quickly play an advert whilst I text Becca back. Right, here we go then. See if this makes it more oversteery. So, just for clarity, we're not trying to make this faster. I'm just trying to make it more like how I think this little classic Lotus is going to be. So I've basically made the rear really stiff and the front a bit softer. The rear has... Whoa! Well, we've definitely got some oversteer there. Might just be because the tyres are so cold, but that was nice though. I like that. We've also removed the rear toe in, so that will reduce some rear stability as well. The one thing I don't have here is a nice circular steering wheel to wind on a load of opposite lock. It's still not crazy oversteery though. Look, now the tyres are warm. Oh, Becca's messaging me again. Oh, she's been out in London at a Michelin star chef's dinner. Oof, those curves are horrible. Kart World Championship. I don't know what karts they're using. They may well be Sodis. I don't know what they've got. And BSR won't be running hires at British 24 Hours because I think BSR are out of the World Championship with me. Missed the apex by miles.
That's what you get when you don't leave the space.
So it seems we've made this car faster by trying to make it slower. We weren't actually trying to make it slower, trying to give it more oversteer, but maybe it had too much understeer before, so we just neutralised it a bit. It's a better apex, and you can see the green number increasing as a consequence. I picked up a black flag for using too much of the pit entry. So I think I'll do one more lap and then we'll call it a night for tonight. So we'll just finish this one, do one more flyer. And I've saved the setup so I can use this exact condition again for doing some more practice and refining some of the lines even more. Who knows, the Lotus might handle absolutely nothing like this, but this is definitely the closest car we've got in iRacing. Alright then, one more lap. Let's go for it. Definitely the best turn one I've done. Look at that exit. Hands up if you spun a BTCC car at that previous corner. And continued like nothing happened. Flat out through the gravel. I thought I was going in the wall so hard. It just started to rain and we were on slicks. Oh, so close. It's not the fastest lap of the night, but it's not far off it. 400ths. I'm going to do a little casual 360 to end with. Well, there we go. That's the first practice session for the Historic Sports Car Club at Donington. I enjoyed that. I think that was good. I just watched back the best lap in a sec. Just want to see the 360 first, and we'll watch back the best one. Right, so best lap was... So we did 22 laps. Here's the best one. Right, it's just a twitch. I tell you what it is. One of the humans. People have pointed that out to me before, and I actually don't know how to explain it. I can give you two options. So what one of the humans is talking about is if you look at the pedal cam, sometimes when I'm off the brake, I'm going through a corner, my left foot moves across like that. Right, it's completely subconscious, and I think it's a habit from trying to not touch the brake pedal by mistake, trying to like not tap the pedal by mistake, and also my brain maybe simulating the G-force, like your foot gets pushed around. You know, if you're holding it back off the brake in real life, obviously if you're not touching anything, your feet get kind of thrown around a bit. So if I went through a right-hander, for example, my foot would get thrown over to the left. So hi Danny Lee. Oh, nice to see you in my chat, Danny Lee. I love these pizza socks. So yeah, so my foot does this weird thing. So my left foot hovers across like this, and I think if you look closely, if you look back on the stream, what happens is if I go around a right hand and my foot goes left, if I go around a left hand and my foot goes right, and I really, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe maybe when I go around a right hander it goes right because my brain is trying to compensate for the G-force I think it's the foot's undergoing. I think that's what it is. So in real life, if I go around a right-hander, my foot is naturally getting thrown to the left. So I will subconsciously force my foot back to the right to keep it over the brake pedal. But obviously there is no G-force here. So when I turn right and my brain is saying compensate by moving your foot to the right because you're turning right, the foot's trying to be thrown to the left, it overcompensates because there is no G-force. So in reality, my foot would stay hovered over the brake in a real car, but in the sim, I turn right and I end up going like that. I think that's what it is. But people have pointed that out to me before, and yeah, I know it's weird. Sorry about that. I honestly don't know how else to explain it. So there we go. I'm just going to watch back that fastest lap one more time, but on board. That isn't what I meant. Bear with me whilst we fix the camera angle. So how do we go up from there? So we want to go up. No, up, up, up. There we go. Back. Maybe like this. How do I... Maybe this? How good is that helmet? Helmet is exactly like my real one. It looks so similar. And that's because I just took a photo of it and uploaded the photo. Right, so we'll leave it at that, but I'm going to be doing a few more of these, so... From your point of view, it's just literally boring watching me drive around Donington. But it's like no real hassle to live stream it, so I might as well just stick a stream up. And then you guys give me someone to talk to if you're bored and you happen to want to talk to me. So yeah. So next time, join me again and chat to me some more. It's kind of just more of a chat session, whilst I happen to be doing some subconscious laps around Donington. But thanks for that, guys. Enjoy your evening, and have a good Thursday. It's Thursday tomorrow, isn't it? I hope. Right, where's my goodbye screen? Here we go. Watch this. It's a cool screen. Bye!